Hi YouTube, this is part 2. He says, the guy goes, there's no right or wrong way of holding it, yeah? Because you can put it up on its side, or, you know, you can have it straight or up on its side and it will just reorientate itself. So there's no right or wrong way to hold it, yeah? And I don't know about you guys, but this concept of, you know, having something in your hand, yeah, that you have to hold with one hand, yeah, and then access with one finger, because you're holding it in one hand, so you can access it with one finger, yeah. Or if it was a laptop, it would sit itself with the keyboard, the heavy part, on your lap with the actual flap up. So in order to operate this device properly, you have to, as they show in the video, sit on a bed or somewhere in a corner with your knees up. So you actually have to have your knees up in the air with the device sitting on your knees, right? And then you can operate it with two fingers because it's sitting on your knees, yeah? And it's resting backwards against them, yeah? So if you want to use this device, yeah, you've got two options. You've got to press it into something, like on a table, so you have to jam it up against something, so it's like this, and you have to put the device like this, and you have to rest it, and then it goes like that. Now, depending on the surface you're using, the device is going to slip, and then you have to push it back up, and then it's going to slip again. And bearing in mind you have to touch it with your fingers, so when you touch it, you're pushing it. So as you push it, it's going to slide. It's going to slide around, so you have to have a surface here which doesn't have anything on it that's slippy, okay? Because this device, when you touch it, every once in a while it's going to slip, and it's going to do this, and it's going to slip, and it's going to slip again and again and again, right? It's quite thin, it's quite a thin device, and it doesn't have an abrasive surface on the underneath, so it's not going to adhere to things. So you have to sit with your knees up to use it, or the alternative is using it flat on a table, so you look down on top of it, which is okay because that's like a book or a newspaper, yeah? But in order to operate it properly with two fingers, the most likely position is you have to operate it down like that, yes? Now bear in mind with a laptop, you can have it in the upright position, or you can actually fold it flat, depending on how you want it. And true tablet PCs can actually fold around their keyboard, so you can decide if you want to have them up or down. Yeah? You can't do that with this device. And if you're holding it in one hand and operating it with one finger on the other hand, I think that's a bit shit. But anyway. And he's, oh yeah, the guy, this is classic. He says, I don't have to relearn the device. The device will move and fit around me. Hang on a minute, that's bullshit, yeah? That's bullshit. In order to use this device, you are going to have to learn how the device works. And you can't change the way that the operating system allows you to access things, yeah? That is set in stone, yeah? You can't turn around and say, I would like to have a different layout when I don't want icons on the desktop, yeah? I want to have different things because that's the way I want to work. You can't do that because the icons are the way the designers said that you were going to have this machine, yeah? And you can't change the way it starts and stops programs, yeah? You've got to do it the way they designed it to operate, which means that you do have to change the way you operate in order to learn this device. If you're coming from Windows XP, Windows Vista, or from Linux, yeah, you are going to have to learn how this device works, and you are going to have to work with the way the device wants you to work. Yeah? So for this guy to say it works whichever way you want it to, because you can make it work the way you want it to, yeah? It doesn't do that. It works the way it wants to. You have to learn how to work with it. It doesn't come halfway to you. You have to go all the way to it. Jesus Christ. So the lies are just piling up here, yeah? You will have to learn how to use this device. It won't actually come down to your level. Yeah. We looked at the device and we said we have to redesign and reprogram every app for the iPad. Well, you know, it's a new. This guy, Scott Forstall, right? You should pause the video on this guy, Scott Forstall. Just pause it on this guy. Has he got crazy eyes or what? This guy looks fucking crazy. Yeah, and he's a senior vice president of iPhone software. So they say that they've radically redesigned every piece of software. It's just like the iPhone. It's just like the iPhone. Yeah, are they saying that it's completely different and radicalized from the iPhone? Because it's just like the iPhone. Yeah, it's using the same principles and procedures as the iPhone. What's different about it? He says there are apps that are an order of magnitude more powerful. Yeah, these apps are an order to magnitude more powerful, right, than their predecessors. Yeah. Well, hang on. Then order of magnitude. Okay, that means that if Safari or the browser in an iPhone counts as 1, yeah, one times good, yeah, then an order of magnitude, yeah. An order of magnitude would mean 100 or 1,000 or 1,000,000 times better, yeah? So the browser in the iPad, according to the senior vice president, is an order of magnitude better, yeah, than the one that's in the iPhone. How about this? The browser, which is in the iPad, is just as shit as the one that's in the iPhone, because the one in the iPhone doesn't have Flash. Now, in order to actually, qualify as being an order of magnitude better, this iPad would have Flash. It would have Java, it would have Flash, and it would probably have some other bits and pieces in it as well, which would make it fully compliant and fully conversant with all the formats it's going to encounter on the internet. Yeah? Does it? No, it doesn't. So we put this as number 4 or 5 lies, yeah? Because it is not an order of magnitude better. It is exactly the fucking same. It is crippled. It doesn't have Flash. It just feels right to hold a book it just feels right to hold the internet in your hands. Yeah? Well, hang on a minute. It just feels right to hold the internet in your hands. What the guy's trying to imply is that if you hold something, it is better. So that the iPad is better. Well, you can hold a laptop, yeah? And a laptop has a keyboard. And a laptop has an operating system that you can install software on. So you can actually play DVDs, the discs. You can write discs, yeah? You can video edit. You can play games, yeah? What can you do on this? You can't video edit, yeah? You can't connect DVD drives, you can't connect writer drives, yeah? You have nothing that you have in a normal, powerful laptop. There's no camera in this device, yeah? So to hold the internet in your hands means, well, what does that mean? It means that you can browse the web with a crippled browser. So you can hold the crippled internet in your hands, yeah? Let's get this straight. Hold the crippled internet in your hands because you don't have the ability to browse it properly. Oh, this is great. He says the screen is so large you can see more of the web. Yeah? The screen is so large, it's the same size as a laptop screen. In fact, it's smaller than some laptop screens. Yeah? So the screen is so large you can see more of the internet. This is bullshit. This is complete semantic bullshit because web browsers of all types resize the screen down into whatever you're looking at so you can look around it. And if the screens are abnormally large, yeah, you scroll around them, yeah? You have to move around them, yeah? Most browsers these days, such as Firefox, they resize the screens down so they're within the confines of your window. So there is nothing, right, that you are going to get using an iPad which is going to be more than anything else. You're not going to see more web pages, yeah? It's not going to reveal secret web pages. He's not talking about that. He's saying that you see more of the web pages that you've got, yeah? Well, hang on a minute. Compared to what? Compared to the iPhone. Compared to the iPhone, you will see slightly higher definition screens, and you will have an ability to move around them just like you did. You can use the multi-touch thing, but it doesn't mean you're going to see more of the screen. There is only what there is. There is nothing more. You can't see more than there is, yeah? And every browser out there allows you to see exactly what there is. In fact, you won't be able to see as much because the flash is missing.